Welcome back, guys. Now, if you watched the last video, you would have seen that I hinted on what I've been up to with the scooter. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jazz, and I bought a Vespa Scooter, 1970s, and it's basically going to be my demo scooter for my airbrush artwork next year. Now, as this video unfolds, you will see that that might not happen. And as the title suggests, it appears we have fallen victim to a bit of a bodged up restoration job on it. So you will see how we went from this to this. So why don't I show you how we got to that stage and what I found. I did take it to get acid dipped, and as you can see, it hasn't been acid dipped. A little bit of bad communication, I'm guessing, but I took it down there to get it done, and they said they couldn't do it. And the reason why is because I did let them know it had like 10 layers of paint on it, but it's got really thick chunks and there's filler included and stuff, and it's fair enough for them. They said it might damage their filters and stuff. I don't really know how acid tanks work and stuff, but yeah, it would clog up their system and they don't want that, which is totally fair enough. So what I'm going to do now is attempt to paint strip it. Now, the paint stripper I got is this Star Chem or Star Chem Sin Strip paint stripper. I did set it up in the booth first to do it in there, and then like once I was done, I was just going to shut the doors so the smell, or I don't even know if it gives off a smell, but I assume it does, would get contained in there. But then I read the side of the bottle and I thought, I think it's best to do it outside. So, danger, may be corrosive to metals, may be fatal if swallowed and enter airways, causes severe skin burns and eye damage, toxic in contact with skin, toxic if swallowed, suspected of causing genetic defects, suspected of causing cancer, causes damage to organs. Do not handle until all safety precautions have been read and understood. Use only outdoors or in a well ventilated area. Wear protective gloves, protective clothing, eye protection, face protection. And then it tells you like what to do if you swallowed or inhaled, or restricted to industrial use. So I've doubled up on the gloves. I've got a mask there. I think I better get some eye goggles on. And then, yeah, I've got a little container to pour some in and a brush. And I guess it's just brush it on. What it does to this thing with all its layers of paint on it, it might take a couple of goes. I'm not too sure. I mean, look at the thickness of it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, look what we got to contend with there. I don't even know if that's filler or just paint. Bit of both, I think. It'll probably melt my container now.
You can see the riding on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built.
And then just slap it on, I guess.
Slap it that bass, man. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan.
see it's starting to do a little something.
Contain it, a generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the
Okay, I think we'll leave that and come back to it in a moment. Well, it's doing something. I'm guessing the scooter is blue first. Well, burgundy, so white, burgundy, blue. See what else we got. There's 3 colours. Might leave it a little bit longer. Only been on there, well, 5 minutes. I've put the paint stripper on for a second time now, and it's beginning to look like this scooter is far worse than what I originally thought in terms of rust. Yeah, the what are they called? By there, where your feet go, pretty bad. We'll carry on, and we'll see what it looks like at the end of it, and fingers crossed. So yeah, what I found by putting it on a second time, it works better if you like put a lot of it on, like as thick as you can get it on there, and yeah, it has worked much better this time. So now it's a case of scraping all that off and see if it needs a third going over. And just to show you a closer look what we're working with. So like I said before, it appears just white, blue, burgundy, red, so that's 4 colours, and the thickness of the filler on these areas, the green there is filler. Let me see if I can find the chunk of it. So yeah, we had like that all over it. I'd hammer and chisel it off. Yeah, we tried to rebuild it in filler, I think. So yeah, not the best. So now I'm just going over it all and scraping it all off, but I'll just show you a little bit of what it's like. I won't video it all because the video will be flipping days long, me doing this. So yeah, I'm just going over it, and hopefully you can hear me with my mask on. This stuff's flipping deadly, I tell you. I caught a whiff of it as I took my mask off and walked away. Okay. A good job I had my goggles on, because it's flipping flicked up by there and it's eating away at my goggles. That ain't coming off. So yeah, that could have been my eye. Right, I've put some more paint stripper on, third time. I'm not going to bother it anymore after this. I'm just going to scrape this off now and then get on the wire wheel. But yeah, as you can see, it's got a lovely shade of blue. I think that would look pretty sweet when it was done. Underneath that then is red, and then there's like 2 shades of brown, I think. But we have unearthed bare metal in some places. So yeah, just going to scrape this off and then see what it looks like after that. It's been paint stripped 3 times now. It's still not down to the bare metal. I found, excuse the echo because we're in the booth now. It was white when I brought it in, then underneath that is burgundy, then blue, then like a metallic burnt orange, then like a pooey brown colour. Actually, before the burnt orange was a red. Yeah, so white, burgundy, blue, red, burnt orange, poo brown. There's like a British Racing green on there somewhere. I haven't determined where that is in order of layers yet. And then I have no idea what the original colour is. I think before the red there's another shade of blue as well. There's a baby blue on there as well. And at the very bottom I can see a grey. Whether it was bare metal at some point in its life and then they put a grey primer on it, I don't know. So God knows what the colour is meant to be. So yeah, there's at least 8 colours on it. And yeah, we've got down to the bare metal in some places, but I'm not flipping putting any more paint stripper on. It absolutely stinks. And I'm getting sunburnt out there, being a ginger and all. Now let's add 3 coats on there. All the layers are pretty softened up anyway, although they're not coming off with the scraper anymore. I think it'd be fine for the wire wheel now, and so that's what I'm going to crack on with now, and then see what we're left with. Right, I think we're about halfway through the painstaking process of wire wheeling and sanding and grinding all the crap off of it. I think I'm halfway. Might be less than that. It's unearthed a mountain of nasties, shall we say? I will show you that at the end though. But one thing I've just unearthed, which is weird, when I bought it, it had a Piaggio badge, like a hexagonal one, which everyone said on Facebook points towards like an Asian one. Obviously I took that off before I started paint stripping, and when I stripped it all down. Now I've started going through the layers of paint, it's unearthed this. A BMW badge. What? I didn't even know BMW made scooters. So what the hell is that doing there? Can anyone tell me? Put that in the comments if you know what the hell that is on there for. So we finished wire wheeling the scooter. It ended up being, I think, 13 layers of paint on it and about ½ inch of filler from like the petrol, the lever that turns the petrol on and off, and the horn. From there down was about ½ inch of filler. So all the running boards, and I'm saying like I know the terminology of a scooter, all the pieces, but what I would call like on a car, the transmission tunnel. I know there's no transmission in a scooter on that bit, but the tunnel bit in the middle, all hours full of filler. And yeah, what we found, it ain't good. And it actually killed off 2 of my grinders as well. So they're kaput now, absolutely knackered. So we start at the back, and yeah, we got that straight away. That was all filled up, and this piece at the bottom, that's a patch. It's had a patch here that goes up there. Why that is, I have no idea. It's all rotten along here. And had some welding work, big hole there. All this flipping snot by here. At the bottom left hand side at the back, That's probably all rotten there, all that needs to be cut off. It's had welding work by here, welding up flipping holes and stuff, God knows why. And yeah, we'll start on the worst parts now. So yeah, this is what I was calling like the transmission tunnel. So the rear end part ends by there and it's in two halves. Well, that's all gone there and it's had welding. This central bit, that has had a big plate by here, and that's all the welding that has been done on this scooter is all rusting as well. Down by here is had a patch there and that's rusting. We got a big hole there and you can see the second skin through that hole and that's all rotten as well. Rotten along here, and then it looks as if it's had a floor pan before because there's the join for it, and it looks like they buggered it up and had to put another piece in by there, and there's the join. Same again for that side. There's like a patch there, and yeah, all this running board is absolutely knackered. It is dented to hell and back as well, and yeah, you can see the remains of the filler there. This was all probably is the width of my fingers, full with filler. It's had welding along there where the original join should be. All this flange along here, that's all gone. So that's that side. I go around the other side now. Big hole there. All filler still in this area, and there's the join there for the floor pan. Same again this side. This is all knackered. It's had welding along here where the cable goes, and then yeah, we got holes along there. Bit rotten by there, along the side of that. Yeah, look at that. So although it's had a floor pan, it's had another patch here welded on top, and then if we go further back, we got another plate here, we got another plate there, we got another plate here, some welding there. The remains of this strengthener disappears by here, and then we got another little plate, and yeah, no remains of any strengthener there. This is a plate, that's a plate, they've all been added on. So God knows what they've been doing in with this scooter. And yeah, you can see within this hole all the inside of all the multiple skins of that transmission tunnel that I keep calling it. All that's rotten in there as well. Absolute mess. And yeah, if you take a look at the back end, you can see that that's all rotten there, and they've just put a plate over the top of it. There's that big hole, there's this hole on the other side. So all this is knackered along here as well, so that goes even further, so it goes into this panel as well. So yeah, that's the extent of the rot, rust, damage, whatever you want to call it. Now, I've done my research, and you can get the whole floor and the front for these. I've had a look, but what you can't get, or you might be able to, but I haven't found it, can't get this panel for the horn, and none of the ones that I've seen for this has this raised part here. So you'd probably have to cut that out of this one and weld it on your new one. So that would take care of all of this rust by here. And then they do repair panels to take care of this area by here, or you can get the two halves of this, so that would then theoretically take care of that rust there and the stuff on the rear end all in one swoop. But if you're buying all that, so the front piece and with the floor was about, I think, £150, between 150 and 180, I think. And then these two, so each side, they were something like around 150 as well. So you're up to like nearly 500 quid there already. But then you still haven't got any of this part, which is the main strength of the scooter, and I couldn't find any of that as repair sections, and all the internal parts, the double skins that go within that area as well. So it's no good buying those three pieces that I just said if you can't get those ones. And then on top of that, it's like it becomes Trigger's broom then.
This old broom has had 17 new heads and 14 new handles in its time.
It's not the same scooter. So I did put a post up on some of the Facebook groups that I'm on for the scooters, and there was loads of people saying, oh, I've seen worse, oh, that's repairable and stuff. Now don't get me wrong, I didn't put loads of pictures up. I think I only put about 4 or 5, so I'm not sure if I showed the bottom of it, but I'm not denying that people have seen worse. There's probably ones, you know, there's hardly anything left at all. But one, I wanted a scooter frame that I could just get on with painting. So I didn't mind having to wire wheel it and get it back to bare metal. A few dents maybe the odd split in the top parts there that I'd have to weld up. Having to rebuild a whole scooter, having to buy panels for it and everything, that's not what I signed up for. And also, because it's a super, and then on top of that it's an Asian one as well, it's not worth spending. That would take flipping like a few weeks to repair all that, cutting out all the pieces and making pieces to weld it all up, when I think I found another super frame on, what was it? It was on eBay, I think, for £75, and it didn't even need any welding done to it. It was all bare metal already. So what's the point, innit? It really pissed me off as well. I was messaging a guy like on a Saturday night, and then I thought, right, I'm just gonna go to bed now, and then I'll click on the buy it now in the morning. And yeah, he had a buyer come out and collect it at 9 AM, so I missed it. I was like, oh nah, gutted, ruined my day. So options we've got. Now bearing in mind that the price was £800 for this, and I'm not bad mouthing the guy who sold it to me. I know him, he's a mate of mine. He wouldn't have known the state of it either, because it was just encapsulated in filler and paint. You couldn't see anything wrong with it. Like I was just saying, we can't repair this one because, one, I'm not ploughing all that time and money into it. I've already wasted a day wire wheeling the thing. If it was one of the rare ones, or like a frame that was worth a bit of money, then yeah, you'd have a crack at it. You'd get on with it. You'd buy the new panels, as I said, and then you'd cut that section out and maybe make those panels. Like, don't get me wrong, I've restored plenty of cars and having to make panels. Like I've got skylines with no metal work is available for, so you end up making parts for it. So I'm no stranger to it, but we're September now and I want this ready for the shows in the spring, so I didn't want to have to be doing welding and loads of restoring on it. So options we got: I just lash it all with filler again like it was and just hide it all. It's just a show scooter from then on. It won't get ridden at all. My intention was to have a scooter all airbrushed, do a year's worth of shows with it, maybe 2 years worth of shows, and then sell it on. But I could never fill this back up and sell it on. I couldn't sleep at night selling this full of filler with all this rot in it. Option 1, we just fill it all back up and just keep it forever and have it as just a showpiece. Option 2, I either cut it right down the center and also fill it up and have it as 2 halves and have it as like wall pieces of art, again airbrush it all, or cut it down the middle and make this end like a stool and that end like a chair. So yeah, option 2, make it into some kind of artwork. Option 3, get another super frame or a sprint frame and transfer all the bits that I've taken off of this onto that one. Option 4, just get rid of the lot and start again. Get a tidy one. What do you think? Put it in the comments, your thoughts on this. Please, no slagging off of the guy I bought it off, because he didn't know. I didn't know when I picked it up either. And don't say, oh, I've seen worse, that's repairable, blah 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 blah, because like I said, I haven't got time, I haven't got the money to be ploughing into it, restoring the flipping thing either. And yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Another video of misfortune. Absolute nightmare. But yeah, like I said, pop it in the comments what you think. Hopefully we get it sorted. Click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, and I will hopefully see you in the next episode that might go a little bit better. Might be a happier video. Hopefully. I'll catch you next time.